We didn't get him either.
Aladdin. They have lines.
Not for Pluto. Camilla?
Get Pluto's nose! Get Pluto's nose! The silent movies. The good silent movies. Come on, Daddy, we're not.
Good.
Alright, luggage.
That'll decide never let us on. Yes. Why
Ciao folks, my name is Lynette and I'm all the way from the beautiful country of South Africa, and I'm going to be a game driver for today's photo safari to the Robbie Wildlife Reserve. You take a look above you folks, you're going to see a game spotting guide that is going to help you to identify the animals that you're going to see today.
Wow. Everybody ready for this safari? Take a look, Dad.
And folks, we're just going to pause here for a second so we do not eat dust from the vehicle ahead of us. Our safari takes us into some very rough landscape today, but no worries though, we are always in contact with the radio's airborne warden. With 800 square miles to cover, the wardens are always up in the air keeping a very good lookout by plane. Are you all ready for the safari today, folks?
Yeah!
Great! Keep those cameras ready because animals may appear at any point. So right now we are at the reserve. That is in a copy up on the right. It's behind those trees, folks.
Where?
Behind those trees back there. What? An animal back behind those.
Where? Can't really see it. See its legs. Get ready to come back out now.
May have white stripes and may look like a zebra, but it's a relative of the giraffe. There's it up on the right.
It's a horse.
It's got strange stripes on it.
Folks, there's a black rhino on the left. Black rhinos may seem indestructible, but they've been tied by poaching. There's less than 2,500 black rhinos left in all of Africa. Also, these birds up on the left are called the pink-backed pelicans. They group together and herd fish into the water.
Awesome. Wow. So, honey, you okay? You got the film stick?
And folks, there are bongos on the left. Bongos are relatively shy animals and they're known as the ghosts of the forest.
Oh, look at these.
This black and white birds are called the saddle stork. They are the tallest storks in Africa. They feed on fish, snakes, grass and insects. Sounds like there are wardens up in the air right now. Savannah to Wilson, are you making your rounds today? Over?
Yes, Savannah. And today I have a passenger. Miss Jobson, my favorite wildlife researcher.
Hum Jumbo, everyone.
Hum Jumbo, Miss Jobson. We are now heading north towards the savannah right now. If you have any wildlife spotted tips, we'd love to hear them.
Roger, Savannah. Will do. Over.
There's the hippos, folks. They spend a lot of time in the water, otherwise those big bodies of theirs would really overheat. Oh, there's more up on the left, folks.
Wow.
They can weigh up to 5,000 pounds and eat about 150 pounds of grass every night.
Eat 150 pounds of rice. Play like that.
You may think that they're swimming in the water, folks, but they're actually walking. Also on the left are the vultures.
Savannah, when you come to Senegal Bridge, go pole very slowly. That old bridge has seen better days, and I think our shifty-eyed friends, the crocodiles, know it.
Folks, there's the now crocodiles on the left. If you sit up on the right, there should be some crocodiles on the right as well. But now crocodiles do get a lot larger than the American alligators, up to 20 feet long. They can actually seize a young buffalo or a giraffe from the water. The reason why their jaws have been opened, folks, that's because they're removing excess heat from their mouths. Crocodiles, folks, are very patient. They know they just slide in the water, or they will definitely come to them. Coming up ahead is one of the reserve's finest view. Also coming up ahead is one of the reserve's finest baobab trees. There's a baobab tree up on the right, folks. It seems as though the roots are up in the air. The front of the savannah is part of the Serengeti grassland system. Zebra and wildebeest migrate through it. Animals such as lion, antelope and elephant live here all year round. It's part of the world's Africa, folks, that we are working so hard to save. There's a Patterson eland up on the right and the Thompson's gazelle.
Savannah, I see you down there. You are in bush country. Drive carefully. I don't want you bumping into my animals.
You should begin to see a wide variety of grass-eating animals around you, such as Thompson's gazelle.
Miss Jobson, no one in Africa calls them Thompson's gazelle. They are Tommies. Tommies. Over.
Thanks, you. We'll check in with you later. Over. The word giraffe, folks, in Arabic meaning for one who is graceful. And they spend about 16 to 20 hours a day feeding, folks. On the left folks, you spot the tall cones of earth. They're called the termite mounds. The termite mounds are hard as concrete. Elephants use them as a scratching post. And when they way down, antelope use to look for lions that hide in the very tall grass. Coming upon the right folks, the white-bearded wildebeest. They meet wild cattle in Afrikaans, the language in which the settlers of South Africa used. They prefer eating short, fresh grass. There's also the zebras on the right, and there's giraffe folks as well. The zebras and the wildebeest are the largest migrating animals. And note the stripe of the zebras folks are the same. You'll also spot these reddish-brown animals on the right. They are called the sable antelope. They are the official emblem of the Arabi Wildlife Reserve. All the males are black in color and the females are reddish-brown. These little animals with the black stripe on the side, they are called the Thompson's gazelle. Unfortunately, folks, they are the favorite snack of the cheetah, but they do try to move in high speeds, twists and turns in order for them to escape from their predators. Those little animals without the black stripe on the side is called the impala. It's just the male that carry the horns and the rest are all female impala. The sable antelope are all sitting in different directions, folks. That is to guard against any predators. Now folks, we're going to enter to elephant country right now. And hopefully you get to see two of our most famous residents called Big Red and Little Red. And keep a very good lookout folks, because we often spot mandrills on the other side of the rock towards the left. Folks, there's the mandrills on the left. They are the most colorful monkeys in Africa. Their facial colors become more pronounced when they're excited.
Right up there, look on the rock, Kelly. Kelly, look up on the rock.
Yeah, I know, I saw it.
Yeah.
Oh, I scratched his back.
Savannah Wilson, any clues about Big Red and Little Red? Over.
I have not seen them today. Try the red clay pit.
Big Red is the elephant matriarch of the reserve's herd. She gave birth a while ago to a new calf.
He just bathed in the same red clay pit as his mama. So I named him Little Red.
Elephants are wonderfully social creatures. They have moods, sympathies, and emotions. Over.
Let's hope we can get to see more elephants just now. Walt Wilson. We are the red clay pit, as you saw house marks and footprints, but no clues about Big Red and Little Red. Over.
I copy you, Timbawan. Over.
Look, there's the elephants up on the left, folks.
Here. What? It's on your side.
Savannah, I have to report back to base. Over.
Sawa, Wilson, we catch up when we can. Over. Despite their wrinkled appearance, folks, they often get sunburned, so they roll themselves into the mud or flick dust on their backs just to prevent them from the harmful sun rays. And when they do flap their ears, folks, it does not mean that they're aggressive, it just means that they're exposing excess blood vessels into the air.
Now,
It's hard to take.
Right up here on the left, folks, are the greater flamingos. They get a rich pink color by the rich carrots in their diet. The baby chicks are all gray in color. Greater flamingos, folks, can live up to 45 years old.
You didn't get our Valentine's card.
There's some white rhinos, folks.
Savannah, come in, please.
Go ahead, Wilson, I'm listening.
I got a report about a suspicious jeepney window copies. Keep a lookout for it.
Roger, Wilson, we're not far from the copies right now. The white rhinos, folks, are more sociable than the black rhinos. At night, they have very poor eyesight that makes them vulnerable to their predators. Looks like ostrich eggs, folks, up on the right. The eggs are the largest eggs in the reserve right here.
I got it.
Way back on the left, there's a cheetah that is lying down. It's absolutely flat, folks, so straight ahead on your left-hand side.
Up top of the trees.
They get charged at 70 miles per hour. They rely on sight and not on smell to locate their prey.
Hand corner up top.
It looks like a small rock, folks. Look, there's the ostrich up on the right. They are flightless birds, yet they have feathers.
You took a big view.
Taylor, come here, sis. Taylor, stand over here.
They're gone.
They're gone. Sit over here.
Someone to Wilson. We have the copies and I think suspicious is going on here. Over.
Tell them I moved down.
Okay, Savannah, but keep your eyes open for anything unusual. Over.
Look, folks, in between the crack rock on the left is a male lion that is lying down. You'll spot his fur.
Oh, up there.
They spend about 18 to 20 hours a day resting. He often grows during early morning and late afternoon as a terrestrial warning to other males.
Sit down. Also on your knees. Sit down. Bum. Bum.
There's a lioness on the left, folks. She's up on the rock because she rocks.
Oh, there is.
So that's all the hunting at night, folks.
Lioness.
Oh, there it is.
They spend 18 to 20 hours a day resting, folks, as mentioned.
Yeah, videotape.
Lions use the copies to look out for prey out in the savannah. And there's warthogs on the left.
Calling Warden Mutua, over.
Mutua here.
There are ivory poachers in the reserve. They shot Big Red. She is wounded.
Oh no!
About Little Red.
No word yet.
Where was it last seen?
Magadi Gorge.
Okay, you head there.
Roger.
Zimmerman, we must stop the poachers. I am landing at Magadi Gorge to block off the east end. If you come in from the west, we could trap them.
Please, Number One, we need your help.
Folks, I'm so sorry we have to cut the safari short right now. There seem to be poachers in our reserve. And we have to go and help Wilson to stop those poachers. Number one to Wilson, we have the crossroads, the gates have been smashed through.
Keep going, Zimmerman. We are landing now.
We are now out of the reserve, folks, so hang on to your kids. And keep your eyes open for those poachers.
Zimmerman, we spotted the poachers. Head east. Force them towards us.
Hang on, folks. It's the poachers. The poachers camp. I think we cut them off.
We caught them, Zimmerman. You forced them into our trap.
Won't tap Big Red. She'll be fine.
Warden, is Little Red safe?
Little Red's okay, it's a big one drop, folks!
Great job, well done. Wilson.
I have to deliver the baby elephant back to his mama. Asante sana.
Goodbye, Simple One, and thank you.
Glad we could be a help up and over. Such a song, everyone. Thank you very much for helping me say Big Red and Little Red. I will be dropping you off at the Warden's post right now. From now on, you'll be a short walk to Pagani Forest exploration trip, or you can head back to Robin Village. Please check those net bags in front of you, folks, if you have any loose article.
Let's go get that dino. Computer, what are you tracking?
Styracosaurus.
Not our dino.
Warning, meteor shower in range.
Just little one.
Oleoramus. Hadrosaur. Raptor.
Time to get serious. Locking autopilot on homing signal now. Hang on! I'm tracking a big dino on the scope. Could be ours. Computer, full stop. Identify.
Carnotaurus.
Definitely not our dino. Go, go, go! Another big guy coming up. Computer. Slow and identify.
Sauropod.
Still not our dino, but at least this one's a vegetarian. Whoops. We better move it.
Pterodactyl.
Incoming!
Asteroid impact in 60 seconds.
We can't stop now. Keep going, keep going.
Compsognathus.
Computer, what's happening?
Loss of traction. Meteor
That's close. Computer, now. Abort mission. Abort,
Mission accomplished.
You made it! I knew you would, and guess who made it back with you? I better find it before security does.
What's that? Huh?
Okay, have you seen this fireworks before?
No, but it put this hand down.
Wow. Tell me what color.
They must have fireworks.
I had to run something short. Are you taping? Why don't you tell me what you're taping?
I see the clock. We get 2 more minutes.
Couldn't ask for a better spot.
Where's Chef?
What color is that? Pink? Purple? Red. Looks like a big orange.
See what you do that.
Careful. Yay! Yay! Skeeters are biting, huh?
Are they?
Yeah. They're Mickey Skeeters. What color is it now?
Uh-oh. The clock on the castle.
Hey, Cheryl!
No, you can't see that.
Stay right there. Keep watching. There's like a Tinkerbell or something that comes Oh, watch way up there. Watch the very top. Very, very top. Somebody's going to come down.
Tear it up. Tear it up. Go back. Go back.
I think so. It's the wobbly race.
He needs to be between us.
Are you fine? You're fine.
You sure?
Yeah.
Here we go. Walt Disney World.
Spirit named Tinkerbell. Legend has it that to this day she still flies over this magical land of fantasy. And the stories told for children of all ages that if you wish hard enough and believe strong enough, Tinkerbell will soar high above the magic kingdom and light our fantasy in the sky. outside with our burning thumb.
SeaWorld, Thursday.
Yeah, I'll catch up.
Wow, that breeze feels so good.
I know.
The tour director shoot you up front for the
We're forecasting a flash flood alert for Shannon Stadium.
There was some over there.
There is an excellent chance that you will get soaked. Shampoo can splash ice-cold salt water to at least 14 rows of seats. If you have expensive camera or a small child you don't want to get washed away, you may want to move to the second seating row. Thank you, and enjoy the show.
Glacier Bay, Alaska, the cycle of life begins and ends every day. The glacier that just calved brought tons of nutrients into the water. This abundance of basic food, the entire food chain benefits. It's no wonder this place draws the ocean's top predator, the killer whale. Fortunate to have traveled the world. This is one of my favorite spots on Earth. Today our global journey will take us to several locations in Shamu State, Alaska, Norway, and the coastal islands of the southern Indian Ocean. Shamu will help show us how killer whales have adapted to each of these areas, as well as allow us to share in the beauty and majesty of the top predator of the sea.
On behalf of all of us here at SeaWorld, I'd like to welcome you to Shamu Stadium, the world's largest man-made killer whale habitat. If you direct your attention to the center of the pool, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to feature one of our members of our Shamu family. Sam, and on behalf of all of us here at SeaWorld, I'd like to welcome you to Shamu Stadium, the world's largest man-made killer whale habitat. And today we hope to offer all of you a better understanding of not only Shamu here, but killer whales found in our oceans worldwide. So if you would like to direct your attention to our very large screen, here's our host, Jack Hanna, somewhere on the coast of Norway, to tell us more.
Hey, Morten Hardedet. In Norwegian, that means hi, how are you? I'm here in the cold Norwegian Sea on the coast of Andenes, Norway, a couple of 100 miles north of the Arctic Circle. Life here is very harsh, but even in this environment, killer whales come to hunt in a fascinating way. They prey on great schools of herring with an incredible amount of teamwork. In these waters, herring are found in vast numbers. They travel in huge schools consisting of thousands of fish. The killer whales here work together to surround the herring and tighten them into a dense circle. The fish appear to be confused and don't know which way to go. From the ocean's top predator, there is no escape. As a few whales keep the school corralled together, others swim in and stun the herring with powerful sweeps of their large tail flukes. This unique team behavior allows for an easy feast for the killer whales.
As you can see, there's a lot of teamwork that goes on between killer whales in the wild as they search for food, but you know there's a lot of teamwork that also occurs between our trainers and Shamu. We spent years with the whales developing a bond that is unique to each of us, with no two relationship being exactly the same. Now Caroline here is a perfect example of what I mean. She's been working with our Shamu family for about 8 years, and in that time she's been able to develop a relationship that words alone simply cannot describe.
Kapteinen 2 Säulen. Der ganze von der Fahrt Kapteinen 2 Säulen.
microphone and come out here, and right now, my job becomes to come out here and explain to you, at least to the best of my understanding, what we think is going on. You may notice, those of you that got here earlier and you were sitting here during the pre-show answering the quiz questions up on the screen, you may have noticed there were a large number of whales in the front pool. In fact, we had 6 whales in the front pool, ranging in ages and sexes from a very large male killer whale that's about 19 years old on down to a very, very young calf, which was born less than a year ago, or actually about a year ago. Now, the reason that we think everything's kind of going crazy right now is the fact that the very large male that was out here was in here with 2 females who have had calves about a year ago and 2 years ago, and it is becoming that time again when we want to put the males and the females together, and I will leave that to you folks to realize what was going on. Now, the way we train our killer whales here at SeaWorld of Florida is with a method called positive reinforcement. In other words, our jobs, it's very fun as trainers, is to come in here and every day it's our puzzle to figure out what the most reinforcing thing for the whales is at that particular time, so that we can apply that reinforcing thing to the animals and build a very positive relationship between us and the whales. Well, I can tell you right now, I have a pretty good idea of what the most reinforcing thing for our whales is right now. And I think it's going on in the back pool right now. Now, killer whales are also extremely social animals. And what that means is that if something's going on with one particular group of whales, it's very interesting to the other whales. And if you'll notice, this little guy, a young male that's about 7 years old, he keeps going back and forth to these gates essentially watching TV. He's going over there and seeing what's going on in the back pool. Very interested to see what's going on with his mother and his aunt while they're in the back pool. What's going on in the back right now is the trainers are working, watching the whales, looking for a very good opportunity to ask the large breeding male to separate from the 2 females. And whether it's the females that don't want to separate, or whether it's the male one that doesn't want to separate, or whether it's both, for whatever reason, they've decided that they're going to stay in the same pool together. The only problem with that is that kind of shuts our show down to absolute nothing. If you guys on the side can actually see there's quite a little bit of activity going on in the back pool right now. It's that activity that this guy is very interested in watching. Now, like I said, we train with a method called positive reinforcement. So you'll see our reaction in this particular situation is not to say, hey, get over here, and in some way, if there was a way possible, to force this particular whale to come over to the side of the pool. We don't train that way. In other words, all we can do right now as trainers in this kind of environment is to look for an opportunity where it may be more reinforcing for him to come over and interact with us than it is to go over to the gates and watch what's going on in the back pool. He's got to go over on this side now. We do this by watching his behavior very carefully and seeing what he's doing right now. The fact that he didn't choose to stop at this gate, the fact that he swims around and maybe even begin a little perimeter swim here is actually pretty good news. It's one of the things we're looking for right now. We want to see if this guy's going to lose interest in what's going on in the back pool. They're just like people. Their attention spans can be fairly short at different times. Now, after he gets kind of tired of looking at the back pool, he may say, wow, I wonder where that trainer was that was out here a second ago, because I have a lot of fun with the trainers. And at that time, we'll ask him to come over to the side of the pool, and then we can continue on. I will tell you that until things in the back pool become a little bit more stable, that probably isn't going to happen. And until we actually get those whales separated in the back, square one. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Caroline. She's doing a great job out here with this rail. Yeah, she's working against quite a bit here. As Caroline was leaving the slide-out area here, moving along the side, we actually did get our whales separated in the back. Once we got those guys separated, however, we started to move whales around a little bit. And when that happened, we introduced another female into the group. And for whatever reason, that changed the social structure just enough that it was interesting enough for him to go over and see what was going on. In other words, I think his mother was probably communicating in the back. A lot of different vocalizations going on in the water right now that all of you unfortunately can't hear out there. But he definitely said, okay, now I've got to go see what's going on in the back right now. So there we sit. We would go ahead and just kind of say, well, gee, I think we've done all we can do here right now. However, I do think that there's a chance we may be able to get some of the whales separated in the back and actually continue on with some of the other whales within our Shamu family here. So that's why I'm going to take a little bit more time to talk to you folks, a little bit more time to give our trainers in the back and the whales in the back time to get settled down, to get in a more stable environment so that hopefully we can move on to some other things here. Which of course, the only bad part of that means you have to listen to me a little bit longer. So I'll try to not be very dry and give you as much information as I can. This is actually kind of neat. I think a lot of people come to shows out here and everything goes smoothly and they always wonder how in the world do the trainers train those animals to do the amazing things. Well, as you can see, there's a lot of patience, there's a lot of reading the animals, there's a lot of cooperation that goes on between the trainers and the whales. In other words, it isn't us coming out here and saying, you're going to come over here and do this behavior. It's us saying, let's do this behavior together in a cooperative effort. If you do this with me, I will make it worth your time. It will be fun for you. That is the way that we train. I'm hearing some talking in the back right here. My name came up, so I'm going to stick my head back here and find out what the game plan is for now and see where we're going from here. And I can Caroline as well out front, so hold on just a second. Okay, as you can see, I think Caroline, if you want to come back to stage right now, we're going to go ahead and ask this particular whale to come over, and we have some whales separated in the back. One thing in all of this that I hope you guys have been able to see is a better understanding of not only killer whales in the wild, but Shamu here at SeaWorld in Florida. Now, the great thing here at SeaWorld is that you get to see the animals close up in different kinds of interactions, but it's also a chance that you're going to get very, very wet. This is your splash pool. If you don't want to get wet, now is a very good time to see some higher seating. The water in this pool is very, very chilly, 52 degrees. So if you do not want to get wet, if you have some very expensive camera equipment, we suggest that you take this time to seek higher and drier ground. For all those people that have chosen throughout this to remain down in the lower section of our splash zone, ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourselves because your adventure is just beginning.
appreciate and understand Shamu and place among the world's killer whales. But your experience doesn't have to end today. Join us online at www.shamu.com. From anywhere in the world, you can join the adventure. It's easy and it's fun. We'll be updating the website with new pictures and highlights from today's show. So be sure to keep in touch. I know I will. So thanks for joining us. See you later, everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen,